Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. It's Beatle Dave calling to you from Derbyshire in the UK. Now, for this little video, I thought we'd do like a little discussion. So if you are watching and you want to drop a comment, please feel free. Now, this discussion is going to be, what if the Beatles broke up in 1970? So, after Let It Be, they went out, John would do like his solo records and things like that. Paul did his solo records and George had done All Things Must Pass. And Mingo did his Sentimental Journey and Bukus of Blue LP. But what if they came back in 1971 and just thought, right, we're going to do one last real, like, brilliant album? All right, so would it be a single album? Would it be a double album? Or would it just be a single record? Not on about like going to do a concert or anything like that, just to make one final album. What would be on it? Bear in mind, you can't have anything from Sentimental Journey, Bukus of Blue, McCartney, John Lennon Plastic Ono Band, or unfortunately, All Things Must Pass. So the only tracks that we can like look at is things off Ram, Wildlife possibly, Imagine, and then the singles that were around at that time. So this could actually be quite interesting. It might not be everybody's cup of tea. Just excuse me one sec. But like I say, this is just like a fancy thing. See, because I could actually imagine, like, because of everything that's tied up in Apple. Yeah, okay, Let It Be was technically the last album, wasn't it? But really, Abbey Road was. So after like they'd gone out and tried doing solo things, but actually, if the timing and everything would have been right and John wouldn't have gone to America, maybe, and it is a big maybe, they might have like got together just to do one last record with George Martin as producer or co-producer. So it'd probably be produced by the Beatles and George Martin, or George Martin and the Beatles. So, like I say, there's certain songs that we can't have. We can't have anything after 1971. So, thinking about it, I think a nice way for that album to start off with would be Ringo Starr's It Don't Come Easy. So that could be the opening track. Obviously, 1971, Ringo only released one single, didn't he? And in fairness, George really only released one single as well. So they might not be represented here as much as what they could have been. Then I think after that, we could have John Lennon's Imagine. You think that'd go? It don't come easy, then Imagine. Then we could have Paul McCartney, Long Haired Lady from Ram. So that's 3 songs, isn't it? Then we could have, let's have a look, because I can't really remember what's on some of these records. Then we could have John Lennon's Give Me Some Truth, because the Beatles did actually try and record that, didn't they? And then we could have Paul's The Backseat of My Car, because the Beatles did actually try and record that, didn't they? Then we could have George's Bangladesh or Bangladesh. Like I say, George and Ringo probably won't be represented very good on this. And then we could have, what could we have next? How about, which was originally on the Wings album, wasn't it? Love is Strange. Many, many people, love is strange. Whoa, whoa. Then we could have Jealous Guy. And then we could have, what else could we have? Dear Friend. And then maybe we'll have one more. Oh, my love. Oh, my love, for the first time in my life, my eyes are wide open. Because then, that's brings George up a little bit, doesn't it? Because obviously he played on a couple of them, but you've got to imagine that it was a fully fledged Beatles album. And then maybe we could have it finishing off with, trying to think what else was on this one. There was one sec. Uncle Albert, Admiral Horsley. Now, to me, that would make a good little record, and I think that would be on par with something like Revolver, track for track. But what's your comments? You know, like I say, that's one of the things about this channel. You know, from time to time, we will do things where we do a little discussion. So, what's your thoughts on that? Now, would that make a good album? And then the other thing is, what would they've called it? Obviously, you couldn't really call it Imagine, could you? Well, I suppose you could, but I don't know. So I suppose they could have called it Give Me Some Truth, couldn't they? Or they could have just called it the Beatles 2 or something like that. You know, I don't know. Or they might not even have used the name of a song. You know, they could have called it the Beatles Return or something like that. Like I say, it's just a fantasy, and it's just something to try and get you people out there thinking about things. I don't think it would have been a double album myself. I think it probably would have been a single album of between, say, 10 and 16 songs. I don't know how many songs we went through there, so we probably could have added a couple more. We could have probably added early 1970, the B-side of Ringo's single from 71. But, you know, what do you people out there think? You know, nowadays, you know, with all these streaming devices, I think we could actually have made this as an album, couldn't we? Sort of. So yes, so that is my little video. It's only a short one today on this one. I have just done a video on, what was it, on the Ivy's LP, by the way. So if you haven't yet seen that, please feel free to watch that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope it's going to make you start thinking a little bit. Like I say, it's a little bit of fun, this. I don't take myself too seriously. If I make a mistake, I will keep it in. I do not edit videos at all, because it's like I've said before. If I was speaking to you directly, say if we met in the street or met at a record fair or something, or in a pub and we was talking about something, if you make a mistake, you wouldn't say, "Oh, hang on, let me just start that conversation all over again." You know, so you wouldn't do it, would you? So to me, this is as real as I can do it. I always want it to look like I am in my music room, which I am. All these records and everything in this room are mine. They all belong to me. I don't get freebies from record companies saying, "Please sell our product." In some ways, I wish I would, because it could save me a hell of a lot of money. But that's not what this channel is about. This channel is about an old geezer who's getting a bit old now, just sharing some of his thoughts on records and the Beatles and collecting records. And like this, what about a fantasy album? What if this could have happened? We know it didn't, you know, but in the realms of fantasy, maybe it could have, you know, like if things hadn't turned a little bit sour and, you know, there was allowed to, I mean, nowadays it's nothing new, is it, for a band to be big and then members of it to say, well, we're going to have a year off now. And we're going to try something a little bit different. I mean, Duran's done it, U2's done it, the Rolling Stones have done it, you know what I mean? So then, you know, they could have had a little year out, and if they wanted to do that, you know, LPs, they could have done it. And then they could have come back and just made one great last album as the Beatles. That's what I was trying to say in this. So you might not agree with what we've said there for, you know, the songs that would have been on it. I mean, thinking of it now, I probably would put different songs on it. Like I say, you know, it would have just been nice for the Beatles to get back to where they once belonged. That's completely different album, isn't it? So if you've got any thoughts on that, please let me know. Please stay safe, everybody. If you like my video, please just give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, just hit that subscription button, and then there'll be a notifications button next to it, and then you will know when I'm doing things like this. I do try to do 1 to 2 a week, just depending on shifts. After today, I'm back at work for 4 12-hour shifts it is, but then I've got a long weekend next weekend, and hopefully if you watched my last video, you know that I'm hoping to do something a little bit different next week as well. And it is all about the Beatles, by the way, that one. So as the name says, it is Beatle Dave. So 99% of the time it is about the Beatles, but we also do record collecting in general, and we will do featured artists. We've done Ives today, we've done Adam and the Ants, we've done what else? We've done David Bowie, Rolling Stones. So we do feature other artists from time to time, just to keep people interested, because not everybody's a Beatle fanatic like me. I've got all these records. I've got 5, maybe 6,000 LPs, maybe more now, because it seems to be growing every week. And I've got, must be getting on for 2,000 of them Beatles albums, not just Beatles and solo. So you've got Wings, and then Denny Lane, and Elephant's Memory and Badfinger and things like that. So yeah, so if there's anything that you would like me to feature in future videos, if I've got it, I will gladly share it with you. Just remember, if you want to leave comments, please do, but just keep them relevant to what we have been talking about in this video or in any videos, because it is, it's just Beatles and record collecting. That's all that this channel is about. We do sometimes feature CDs and books and things like that as well, but it is, well, it's Beatle Dave, isn't it? So the name gives it away, really, doesn't it? So until the next time, thank you very much for joining me. I hope this video hasn't been a little bit boring for you. I just thought it'd be nice to just like get the old brain cells working and thinking, well, what would you put if the Beatles ever did one last album? What songs would you put on it? Ben, you can't have anything that was released in 1970 or from 1972. It's got to be something that was recorded in 1971. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Once again, thank you very much. Love your records, cherish your records, clean your records, but above all, play your records, because that's what we're collectors for, isn't it? So stay safe, everybody, and just remember, if you like my videos, just subscribe. And until the next video, which will be next weekend, hopefully. So look out for that one, because I think it's going to be quite amazing. That. So until the next time, stay safe, everybody. Love and peace, and I'll see you again soon.